How's it going, guys? Welcome to Onslaught Reviews. My name is Adam, and today we're talking about Us. Alright, so before I get into it, I just want to say, I've been a big fan of Jordan Peele's work for a long time. Ever since Key and Peele, I thought he was hilarious. Him and Keegan-Michael Key's writing on that show was awesome. So I was really interested to see what Jordan Peele would do after that show, and for him to go into horror, it kind of came out of left field for me, but I was like, alright, well, let's see how this goes. And obviously, Get Out was great. Everyone loved it. That movie did amazing. And really kind of solidified his kind of place in horror for me. And I was excited to see what he would do next. So, walking into Us, I was very excited. And I left that movie really enjoying it. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, I really don't want to spoil this movie, so I'm going to try and be as vague as I can with this. This is very much like a thinker of a horror movie. The story's pretty self-explanatory. Family goes on vacation, wind up in this weird kind of home invasion situation, and the people that are trying to kill them are them. But are they? It's kind of weird like that. But then once you really get into the meat of this movie, it really kind of starts to really kind of expand, you know what I mean? And by the end of the movie, you're just kind of like, what did I just watch, man? I don't know what the fuck this was. This is great. And, it really kind of hit home with me for that. You don't see a lot of horror movies like this anymore. You don't see a lot of movies, you don't see a lot of horror movies that really try and make you kind of think about it, you know what I mean? It's usually just, some slasher stuff and that's it. But with this movie, it forces you to think about things like duality and who the real kind of enemy is. Once again, without trying to spoil this movie, it's just really interesting. It's really interesting to see how this family deals with this situation as it keeps building and building and building. So, for that, between the story and the acting, I thought was just all top notch. There wasn't really much in the ways of negatives that I could really find with this movie, other than the fact that maybe not. Sometimes when it gets funny, sometimes the jokes land, sometimes the jokes don't land, and that's just pretty much rigmarole when it comes to these kind of movies. Not everything's going to be absolutely perfect, but for the most part, between the story and the characters, it really was top notch. It was top notch directing, it was top notch writing, and I really enjoyed it. Another thing I want to talk about is the musical score. It's really interesting how they use music in it. It almost kind of felt like at certain points, it almost felt like a dance, or even like an opera or something like that. There's even sequences in the movie where it almost seems like what's going on the screen is kind of choreographed to the music, and it's really interesting. It's very artistic and very artful. It's very impressive, just to say the least. It was just very impressive. Another thing that really struck me with this movie was the cinematography. I think this goes above and beyond past Get Out. So there's some sequences in this movie that are just so well lit, and the color just looks so. It just pops so much, especially near the end. There's interesting sequences in this movie that just pop so well on screen, and I really enjoyed it. In it, without getting into spoilers, and I don't want to spoil this movie for you. I honestly, I want you to go see this movie, and then come back in the comments and tell me your thoughts, because honestly, there's a lot to digest with this movie, and I don't want to kind of rob that from you. Just go see this movie and really think about it and let it stew in your brain a little bit. But ultimately, I think I would give this movie 4 stars. Alright guys, so that's it. As always, if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, that's Adam_Onslaught1, and obviously, that's going to be in the description down below. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video.